Here's an exercise you can do every time you pick up the guitar, and it's going to help you learn the notes on the neck once and for all. What I like to do is have my students play the same note on all 6 strings, not using the open strings. And what you have to do to be able to see these notes quickly is use the kind of visual roadmaps I was talking about in the last lesson. You know, if you already know where a C is, you know, and you're looking for a D, if you already know what the names of the strings are, remember the strings move chromatically. So on the E string, our notes are E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, and so on. On the A string, it starts on A, and then again moves up chromatically. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, you know. So let me give you an example of how I might do this when I choose a random note. So I'm going to say B flat, and I'm going to play it on all 6 strings. So here it is on the E string. Here it is on the A string, D string, G string, B string, and high E string. Now let's do it again, and I'll show you kind of how I'm seeing these. Let's take a different note. Let's take E, for example. Well, I know the 12th fret, lower E string, is an E because it's the same as the open string, because when you get to the 12th fret, your E, A, D, G, B, E starts over again. So 12th fret, E. Okay, now on the A string, where am I going to find an E? If I'm going to count up from the open A, it's going to take me a while. So I'm going to use those visual clues, like I know C is the 3rd fret here on the A string. A whole step up from C is D. A whole step up from D is E. So that's immediately a little bit of a shortcut to see my E note. On the D string, we have open D. The 1st fret would be D sharp. The next note would be E. So there's our E. On the G string, I'm going to see the octave of my A string. There's an E, go over 2 frets and up 2 strings. There's another E on the G string. On the B string, you know, I happen to know this note is a D, this note is a C. So again, whole steps, C, D, E. This is also our tuning note, all right? And then on the high E string, I'm just repeating the same thing I did on the low E string. Where's my note E? Right there. So pick a random note and repeat this process every time you pick up the guitar. It might be a little slow going at first, but it's going to get easier. You could also do this with a metronome. If you take something like 80 beats per minute and try and hit the note, you know, on the downbeat of the metronome. Good way to practice it. The more you do it, the easier it gets, and you will know these notes once and for all.